Today is the release date at Target for an exclusive Meet the Beatles on blue vinyl. Of course, I come over here. We still got Abbey Road, but of course, we don't have any Meet the Beatles show in here, even though it's the release date. Well, luckily for me, I just asked a man. He was an older man, so I'm guessing he knows the Beatles pretty well. If you had it in stock today, because it's the release date, and I said maybe you have it in the back somewhere. And he said, let me check. He looked on his phone and he said, oh, yep, I have it in the back. I'll get you a copy.
Well, if you really want it, it says made in France.
It says made in France. Oh, they got a bunch of them there, huh? That's
Yeah.
wow.
Roll them straight out of the box, so.
Very nice. Well, I thank you for your help. I'll pick one.
Right, I'm gonna put them on the shelf here.
All right, thank you. All right, I appreciate the effort. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, now that's more like it. When you come into the store, you want to see, just like 1964, 60 years later, there it is. Oops. While I was flipping through these Beatles albums, I accidentally knocked over one of these CDs by Brat. Brat. Anyway, let's go to the Beatles. Well, folks, today was the release date of the blue vinyl Meet the Beatles at Target. So, keeping my priorities straight in life, I did what I always do. I got to the Target store when they opened at 8 a.m. sharp, actually about 5 minutes to 8, and I went in and I managed to get the record. It wasn't really easy because on the way there, as luck would have it, today of all days, as I'm driving down the road where the store is located, don't you know there was a police barricade across, roped off, because there was an accident. So I had to try to finagle some other route to get there, but that's what happens. What are you going to do today of all days, right? Anyway, here it is. And lots of glare on here. But I'm going to open this up. I'm going to show you the blue vinyl. We'll do it together. Today is the release date where several of these albums are being released. The U.S. albums box set, okay? I decided to make the choice not to get the box set, not to get all the albums. I have them in very, very good, close as mint as possible condition, the original 60s presses, so that's okay for me. However, I wanted to get this because of the blue vinyl. So let's unseal this, and I'm going to try doing this. I thought maybe I could do it just with the old fingernail, but I'm going to have to use the X-Acto knife here because it's not opening up. So, yeah, I don't buy everything, and in this case, I wanted this though. Why? Because this is the iconic Meet the Beatles album, the Capitol album, that really started it off in the States for the Beatles, even though, of course, the first real U.S. album was VJ's introducing the Beatles. Okay, first of all, I could see the cover is a lot, on the sturdy side here. To me, even though this is really nice looking and very sharp and everything, it's just, you could tell it's not quite the same exact look as the original albums, which I like because I like the original albums to have some kind of merit as well. Let's go here. Come on. Trying to keep the outer shrink on there. All right. First, we have mastering notes, where they talk about the mastering. And they're sure to let you know that this album was cut for vinyl from the original master tapes using a completely analog signal path, and then there's a lot of other stuff. So that's good to know, not digital. Let's open it up. I have to tell you something as I'm opening this up. This here is really nice, a nice extra. That's the original ad that came out for the Meet the Beatles when they were just making their way to our shores. And I got to tell you, this thing alone is very nice. And over here we've got the original notations, and you can see it says capital Dexter. That's Dave Dexter, who a lot of people can't stand him because he's the guy that changed the sound of some of these songs. I've always been a fan. I grew up with the Capitol albums. I love the UK originals, but I grew up with these, and I like these very much, and I always will. I think these get really knocked a little too hard. But anyway, yeah. So, I mean, I got to say, with all the song titles here and everything, I really like this, and I believe every album, they have other albums in the series, the Beatles' second album, Beatles 65, the early Beatles, etc., etc. I have to tell you, this makes it tempting. This is a mono release, of course, Beatles in mono. Now, originally, this was the inner sleeve, but again, it's nice to recapture the original design. And I always like this bit here where it tells you that you have to watch out for your stereo needle because it could get damaged if you're not careful, and had it, a perfect needle versus one that's not perfect. I always like that. But the thing is, even though they recapture the look of this, it's not quite the same. The color, to me, the color's slightly off from the blue that originally was, and this is much thicker paper, so it's not exactly the same. Now, you have that offered as an alternate inner sleeve. You could use that inner sleeve if you want, but the one that it really comes with is this one here. This is a white sleeve that has poly-lined protective inside, so that's good. Let's get the record out here. Okay, there it is. Now, I'm noticing on mine, I'm wondering if this is the same for all of you, I notice a slight marble texture to it. It doesn't say it's supposed to, but I notice a marbly texture to this, so I'm going to ask you how your copy is. It's nice, very nice. I didn't expect that marble, but you might not be able to see it. It might not show up very well on here. I'm doing the best I can. Don't know if that translates here. One more shot at that. Here on the bottom, can you decipher it? I don't know, maybe not. Oh, it's definitely marbly. It says on here, right on the outside, 60th anniversary. Then it says opaque blue vinyl, opaque. It has the original, not the original ad itself, but it says the Beatles are coming. There was a little sticker. It didn't look like this. This is a different sticker. But the original 1964 sticker had the Beatles are coming on there. I like, the hype to celebrate and remember 60 years ago. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Lots more Beatles stuff coming.